Yo, what's up, AD team? Yes, I'm doing weighted dips, and there's a reason why, and I'm gonna explain this video. But first, I have some good news, and I have some bad news. The bad news is the fact that I lied. Around a year ago, I mentioned how I completely stopped doing weighted dips because I found that it is a bad exercise in terms of getting injured. The good news is that I started doing it more and more over the past year, and I've actually figured out a way on how to do it without sternum pain. Because you guys don't know, the whole reason why I stopped doing it in the first place is because I started getting some really bad sternum pain, and I self-diagnosed myself with something called costochondritis, which basically means inflammation of the sternum. And so with that being said, I did some research and I came across a lot of people had this problem. And in fact, a lot of you guys actually told me that you had the same issue too. And so with that being said, I completely stopped doing dips altogether. I pretty much demonized the exercise. Now keep in mind, weighted dips, not normal dips. I still occasionally did normal dips, so it's more so weighted dips. But it wasn't until I was working out with a buddy of mine, his name is Will, shout out to you, Will. And this guy competes in like the street lifting sort of calisthenics competitions where they do weighted dip, weighted pull-up, and squat. And he showed me this form cue that completely changed how I do weighted dips. So I want to show you guys in this video how I do it, and also some other ways that can help you lead up to that process, especially if you're healing from that costochondritis pain. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about how I actually healed my pain. I didn't do anything crazy. All I literally did was rest and stop doing weighted dips. That's literally it. I think it took around 3 to 4 months before I was able to dabble in dips again. And so with that being said, just keep that in mind if you're currently dealing with any sternum pain in the dip. All right, guys, let's talk about what I was doing wrong at first. Let's take a look at my form, right? I got my weight belt on, got the plate here. I was doing my dips more so like this, which you may not realize it, but doing it this way is a pretty common way, but it leads to just overall chest pain because my chest is literally sticking out. Look at that again, look at my chest. My chest is more so sticking out, right? And so whenever you do this, especially with heavy weight, I'm talking like 3 plates or more, you're eventually gonna notice that inflammation. So here's the form cue and here's what I changed. Once again, shout out to Will for teaching me this. So basically what you wanna do is go up in a straight position, and instead of coming down with your chest out and open, you're gonna come with your chest literally straight down, then back up. Bring the chest down first, then come back up. And if you also notice too, my body's really rigid. So I'm coming down with my chest, and it's almost like I'm folding my chest into the bar. And it's still a dip, but honestly, it feels like a totally different exercise in terms of muscles work a little bit. And for that reason, I noticed no chest pain personally. Now, let's look at that at another angle. All right, once again, rigid body, plate between the leg, straight body, come down with the chest first, come up, come down with the chest first, come up. Bad form, what you were doing, what to do instead. Notice that it's almost like you're coming down with the shoulders too, to the palm, and you're folding in with the chest. Once you start doing it that way, guys, I promise you, it just feels so much better. I can actually load dips now without any pain. I've literally not had any sternum pain in over a year. Now, you might not be able to work yourself all the way into that. So I also want to show some different progressions and things you can do if you're looking to build your way up into this full sort of movement. All right, so first exercise, we're not gonna use a weight belt, but instead we're gonna use the dumbbell. Right here, I have a 30-pound dumbbell. You can use a 40-pound too, really doesn't matter. But basically what we're gonna do is gonna literally place it between our feet, just so we can practice this new form. And when the dumbbell's between our feet, stabilized like that, it's also gonna help us practice maintaining that rigid body position. All right, so between the feet, rigid body, chest down first, come up. It's almost like a hinge, like you're folding your body into the bar, then coming up. Bam. All right, let's move on to exercise number 2. All right, exercise number 2, you guys have probably done this when you were a beginner, but simply the dip negative. This is once again, to more so practice the form and really get the movement down. All right, so come all the way up like this, rigid body, maintain that straight body. Bring your chest slowly down towards the bar. You can even come up if you want to, if you're strong enough, but bam. Also, let me mention, these exercises are real good if you're currently having sternum pain. but you still want to be able to practice the dip a little bit, you know? Whenever you go right into the weighted dip with a belt, you still might experience a little bit of pain, but these exercises will kind of mitigate that a bit. So let me show you the last exercise. All right, last thing, and I've been doing this a lot recently too, and that is pre-exhausting my chest, kind of warming it up with the push-up variation, and then supersetting that with body weight dips. All right, so we're not going to actually add weight. So you pick any push-up variation you want to do, normal, close, and even archers if you want to, right? Then after that, get up, go to the dip stand, and then just max out with the good form dips we talked about all the way. And you should notice that your reps are actually going to be reduced because you pre-exhausted it with this superset. And those are all the ways that I've been doing this recently. And that's how I've been mitigating my sternum pain. And that is a form adjustment I've made to no longer have sternum pain, all right? So if you got any more tips or advice, be sure to leave it down in the comments below. Subscribe, like, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, all right? Peace.